time you've been on their opinion. Is there anything else now that you're here and you're talking that you want to clear up?
There was a lot of ways where, the relationship was just lacking, the intimacy, the connection. I was in a very dark place in my life, and it just happened at like the worst time ever.
The next episode of the Sandoval soap opera is out. Looks like Tom Sandoval has finally decided to come out in the open. He went on a podcast explaining that the cheating was inevitable cause his relationship with Ariana Madix was dead, at best. His midlife crisis mumbo-jumbo has spiked the hatred in public, consequently gaining the title of the most hated celebrity couple. Well, go ahead and grab your popcorn, people, cause we've got some exciting tea to spill for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. The recent cheating scandal of Tom Sandoval has rocked the entertainment world to its core. Recently, Tom has taken it to YouTube, where he did a podcast with Howie Mandel Does Stuff and went on the series of reasons about how his cheating was inevitable and justified. He explained that he never thought he would end up in a drama like that.
I'm finally getting time to start to reflect on this situation, because I never thought I would get myself in a situation like this.
Well, you've got no one to blame, anyone other than yourself. He claimed that all the hard work he put into his career is not so vain that he would willingly shoot himself in the foot.
I mean, I worked too hard for my image, for my businesses, for my integrity and everything, but it just happened.
Yes, you heard that right. His only reasoning is that it just happened. Looks like he's only worried about his own future without any regard for the actress he was involved with. But his audacity knows no bounds, cause he still claims to be in love with Ariana.
I love Ariana. I still love Ariana, and I care about her very much so.
He explained that he was no longer feeling the spark in his relationship and decided to try things on the side, if you know what I mean. His typical cheating was followed by his typical excuse. How fitting.
Like many relationships, it felt like it became more of a best friends, family, sometimes roommate.
Basically, he was no longer attracted to Ariana, and instead of breaking it off like a normal person would have portrayed themselves as an ideal couple, because it was the very basis of his career. Long story short, he was worried his career would take a hike if he left her.
The optics up that we were like a solid, powerful couple because it was part of our brand.
But here is the fun part. Tom conveniently insinuated that he had already discussed the issue and agreed on having an open relationship, and sneakily added that the communication was not great between them.
But it was kind of went unsaid, our communication was not great.
But Ariana had no problem in setting the record straight. She posted on Twitter saying, "We don't have an open relationship. I'm really not that cool. Thought that was obvious." It is quite unbelievable seeing Tom spitting such nonsense with a straight face. He had no shame in airing out his own dirty laundry. He explained that he accepted not being intimate and chalked it down to their different personalities. Another orthodox excuse he gave was that he was concerned about Ariana's mental health because she had recently suffered a loss of her grandmother. Tom said he didn't tell her about the affair with Raquel because he was worried about how it would impact her mental health, even claiming that he was especially concerned after her grandma died last year. Tom claimed that when he turned 40, he analyzed his life and concluded that it was bleak and empty, as if color had seeped through the cracks, and to revive his life, he decided to play in bed with his girlfriend's co-star.
As I turned 40, I started to look at my life, and it looked very bleak. I started to think my best years were behind me, and I started to lose my optimism.
And his idea of bringing back the color in his life was by exploring other options even when his girlfriend was sleeping in the same house. A source previously claimed to Page Six that Levis has slept over at Tom and Ariana's house when Ariana's been out of town. The co-star James Kennedy, who was previously engaged to Levis, explained in an Instagram direct message sent to Dukesmite that the duo's escapades sometimes took place while Ariana was sleeping.
Oh, it gets darker. 7 months in the house while Ariana was sleeping.
And adding more to that, James unveiled the details of how Ariana found out about her boyfriend's infidelity in an email.
His phone, I guess, slipped out of his pocket. She picked it up and found videos of Raquel doing stuff to herself on his phone. He didn't deny it, but Raquel did.
But during the interview, Tom literally negated himself, and a fan relayed it word for word. While trying to save his backside, he explained that even though Ariana had heard rumors about him and Levis, she ignored them. Tom literally just said Ariana had heard things about me and Raquel, but she decided to turn a blind eye or trust me. I guess as if she was the bad guy for believing her lying boyfriend. #Pump Rules. That no one was fooled by his incessant insistence at all. The staff had already gotten a rundown of the situation from Ariana, and they have been by her side ever since. An anonymous source said, Madix has recapped what happened with her friends and castmates, the majority of whom are disappointed Tom seems unable to take accountability for his actions or express substantial remorse. Of course, they've been rallying behind her in the past days. And looks like Levis is also trying to kick a dog while he is down. She had her lawyer reach out to Tom condemning him for recording their private endeavors. We understand that sometime recently you and Ms. Levis engaged in an intimate exchange on FaceTime, which you recorded without the permission of Ms. Levis. California is what is called a two-party consent state, and accordingly such recording is illegal and can expose you to both civil and criminal penalties. Even though the world is turning upside down while discussing Tom's soap opera, the major player, Maddox, has been largely quiet about it. When a paparazzi asked her whether the Bimit has called to apologize to her, she downright erased Levis's existence.
Has Raquel called to apologize or anything like that, or no?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Unlike Maddox's silence, Levis is quite active to take action even though she is in the wrong. In her first public acknowledgement, through her Mickey Mouse lawyer, she sent out a legal threat to cast member Lala Kent and possibly to others for exchanging the explicit video of her. Levis's attorney emphasized that a actually explicit video of his client was recorded illegally and without consent, and that distribution of it will be met with legal action. If ignored, a case under California law against revenge PRN will be filed. But the attorney is in dire need to revise his lessons since he seems unaware of California Rule 4.2, which prohibits an attorney from directly contacting a represented person. But it looks like the attorney was rather unprofessional cause they threatened the casts with fake documents to assert their dominance, which was easily detected by the cast's lawyer. There is no file stamp in the top right corner. This was just another public relations stunt by Rachel and her team. If Rachel really wanted to make this go away, she would come out and publicly say the punch never happened and she is sorry for all the harm she caused Scheana, Ariana, and her other friends. Now that all the cards are on the table, Maddox was again approached by Us Weekly for a comment on the ongoing scandal, and her answer to them was quite savage. I don't know what they do. At this point, I don't care about anything that either of them does. Well, let's not forget Tom Sandoval's pseudo-apology that he made on Instagram, which clearly was a measure to do some damage control. Tom wrote, "I want to first and foremost apologize to everyone I've hurt through this process. Most of all, I want to apologize to Ariana. I made mistakes, I was selfish, and made reckless decisions that hurt somebody I love. No one deserves to feel that pain so traumatically and publicly. I can only imagine how devastating this has been for Ariana and everyone around us. I feel really horrible about that. My biggest regret is that I dishonored Ariana. I never meant to disappoint so many people, including our loving families and friends." The fellow co-star, Layla, gave her opinion about Tom's affair to a paparazzi. She claimed she and Kennedy had a feeling something was going on because something was off since the summer. Tom's bizarre interview boggles the fans' minds as well. Some of them identify the predicament he is going through as a midlife crisis, but the lengths he is going for not admitting is pathetic. Does Tom not realize he's basically describing every single midlife crisis anybody has ever had? He's such a narcissistic cliche, and instead of just having the balls to break up with her, he basically blames her for not catching on to his hints. While others think that he is disgusting, he left out all the parts about how he slept with his long-term, living girlfriend's close friend in their shared home, even going as far as sneaking in his girlfriend's friend's room when she slept over while his GF was asleep. He is disgusting. He deserves to be cancelled. Ariana dodged a bullet. Him and Rachel deserve each other. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.